Although another defeat on the road at Cardiff City, Greg, another spirited performance, it must give you great confidence that elusive victory against the champions isn't too far away.
Yeah, I think it's probably the longest spell of dominant football that we've had against them in that second half last week. It was just a shame that the first half, we conceded 2 sloppy goals. Like I said, we started really well, gifted them the first goal, and then sort of lost our way for a little bit. But certainly at half time, we got a reaction out of them, and for the second half, for the large spells, we were the better team. So it's not far away, but sooner or later we got to take 3 points against them. We can't keep saying that we're playing well against them. It's not enough. We need to come away with points next time.
Well, with 3 tricky away fixtures now out of the way, we are back at Park Hall this weekend for the first time since April. It is a ground that we've traditionally done very well at, so that must be quite a relief to you.
Yeah, we've like you say, we've had a really tricky start to the season. 3 away games, all down South Wales. I think last week that probably just caught up with us a little bit, having the 3rd long trip in succession. Really looking forward to this run of games we got now coming up. Like you say, we need to carry on the sort of dominance that we had here last season, good record that we've got, and make this a really tricky place for teams to come. Use it to our advantage. Obviously, the travel for those teams down south aren't they're not used to it, so we need to make sure that we start games well, which is probably something that we haven't done this season so far. I think all our best spells of football have come in the second half of games, so we need to certainly start well this week. And if we do that, then potentially we could get the game finished off early doors. If we don't, the longer it goes on, obviously the longer Barry will fancy the chances.
The way that the fixture schedule has panned out means that 5 of the next 6 Adron Premier fixtures are at home. And now I've seen a sneak preview of your programme notes this weekend, and you make reference to the fact that we need to kick on now due to this big home run.
Yeah, I think it's, like you say, probably 3 games that we've had so far, 4 points. Yeah, we're probably happy with that. It would have been nice to remain unbeaten. Obviously, we couldn't quite manage that against last year's champions, Cardiff City. So, now this is just a great time to build some momentum, really. We've got no excuses with the travel and the early starts now. The girls can get a nice lay in, make sure they're prepared properly for the like you say, the next 6 games, really. We've got to do what we can to get as close to maximum points out of these next 6 games, and that will obviously leave us in a really strong position if we can get anywhere close to maximum points.
Well, the first of those games is against Barrytown United, as we say here at Park Hall on Sunday. The Linnets have found life tough recently in the Adron Premier. They've won just 4 of their last 23 matches, but one of those was here at the start of last season, a 3-1 win against the New Saints.
Yeah, they're probably one of the teams that we've sort of had some strange results against, really. We've beaten them a couple of times. We've also lost them a few times. Had a very heavy loss against them in our first season. I remember when we were sort of new into the league and settling in. They're at the bottom of the table. Whether they deserve to be there, I'm not so sure. Obviously, I haven't seen too much of them this season. But to be honest, we're not really. I think we've got to sort of change our mentality and our focus to just worry about ourselves, really. I think, certainly last week we probably just gave Cardiff City a little bit too much respect. I think, this week's just a perfect opportunity for us to just worry about ourselves, not worry about the opposition, who they've got playing, or anything like that. As long as we concentrate on ourselves and everyone just focuses on their own job, then, we'll be far too strong for Barry on Sunday.
It was a heavy defeat for Barry last time out, 5-1 against Wrexham. When it comes to facing the team, is it easier to play against a team when they're on a difficult spell of form, or is it perhaps slightly harder because they come here with a point to prove?
Yeah, I think there'll be. It's probably not a good time to play anyone really after the back of a heavy defeat. Obviously, they might be a little bit low on confidence, but I think also they'll be looking for a reaction, similar to Cardiff City last week. Obviously they dropped points to Aberystwyth the week before, drawing 0-0. I just thought, potentially they'll be doing everything they could to make sure that doesn't happen again last week. And obviously, they went on and beat us. So, never sure how to approach these games. But like I said, we're not focusing on them. We're just worrying about ourselves. Hopefully the result will take care of itself if we do that.
We are still in the early stages of the season, of course. But have you been surprised by some of the results we've seen? Aberystwyth's 0-0 draw away at Cardiff City, Wrexham's big win against Barry, and perhaps the Cardiff Met victory against Swansea last time out.
Yeah, that was probably the one result that wasn't so much of a surprise. I think certainly playing Cardiff Met the week beforehand, they were a lot stronger than what we expected. Swansea, obviously, there's a few things going on there at Swansea by the looks of things. They're not the team that they were over previous seasons. So I think Cardiff Met probably caught them at a good time. Yeah, Wrexham beating Barry. Wrexham are obviously just riding this wave at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on against Cardiff City this weekend. But I think it's good. It's good for the league, and like you say, obviously Aberystwyth as well. I think they're yet to concede a goal, so they're obviously doing really well as well. So just bodes well for the league, the strength of the league. That there's it's not predicted results every week. There's some surprises going on in there, so that's what everyone wants to see, rather than the same teams winning week in, week out.
As we sit here on Friday morning, you've had 2 training sessions this week. How have the preparations been going ahead of the game?
Yeah, really well. We've had 2 sort of really good sessions this week. The girls obviously sort of responded well from the defeat last week, and we're all very positive. It's a case of just quickly forgetting about that result as soon as we can. Obviously learning from our mistakes. I think that's what we need to do first and foremost, is cut out those silly mistakes that are gifting these teams goals. But yeah, we've trained really well, and we're fully prepared for Sunday.
And then finally, Greg, what's the situation regarding injuries and availability? We know Tia Lockley has missed the last 2 games, and she's been a big miss.
Yeah, Tia was obviously available last Sunday, but I think it was just a little bit too much of a risk to put her back in. She was available to come off the bench if needed, but I don't think the game sort of called for it really. So we just sort of edged on the side of caution and looked after her for another week. But she's trained fully this week, so she's available as is everyone else. Sorry. So yeah, looking forward to Sunday.